Hi everyone, Anthony Mortis Training Academy. Today it's about movement using a cane. And I say movement is flexibility. How I'm going to move this, how I'm going to get my wrists more flexible. A lot of times when I'm using this and I'm wheeling this, you don't always want to start out striking. Okay, now if I start out striking, sometimes my wrist is going to be a little bit tight, so maybe loosening your wrist up a little bit here. Okay, and so if I'm loosening my wrist up, this is just kind of stretching it a little bit. Now sometimes I may take it to this point and I may stretch my wrist a little bit here, a little bit. Okay, and I can stretch it back here. So you're just stretching, but trying to get that loose. Okay, and then same thing for here. Just loosen it, get it to this point, stretch your wrist, hold on tight. Don't stretch it too hard because you may break something, but a little bit of stretching. Now, that's one way. Okay, the other ways is just getting used to letting that flow. Okay, if you press on my cane, I'm going to move it behind my body here. Okay, if you start to move in, I don't want to keep my cane out here in front because you may attach it. But if you do attach it, this is another fighting cane that I have. It's got a lot of notches on it. It's great for raking across the face. It's great for hooking. But if you start to move, see, I may pull it behind me here and I may hit here. But and it's like, I may be working maneuvers like this to get to where I can have a better range of motion. Okay, so this is just range of motion. Okay, now I may go over the head here. Okay, range of motion. Okay, and this is just with a cane. If you're going to be carrying a cane, get used to feeling it. Okay, and so a lot of times I may just run it off the body here. I run it off the body. Okay, I run it off the body. I run it off the body. Sometimes I run it off the hip here. Okay, I run it off the shoulder here. Gives you good power. But then there again, you're trying to go through motion. You don't want to just be out there walking with a cane and have no experience with the cane. You have to make sure you know this cane inside and out, what every part does, what this notch here does, what that does. Okay, and this has a soft pad, which is still going to be valuable because if I hit you in the head with it, it's it's going to do some damage. Now the point, if I do hook the back of your leg to take you down, I don't know if I would always get into that, but understanding this, can I double hand hit here? Double hand hit? Can I double hand hit? Can I thrust with it? Okay, can I position this to where I'm getting full run here with my cane? Okay, here. Okay, so a lot of different things to do with it. Main thing is just try to get used to stretching a hand out. Okay, now you can go over the top here, you can go over the bottom here, and you're just running it. Okay, now sometimes I just run it from here. Okay, I just run to get the feel of this. Sometimes I will lengthen this out so I can start moving the cane. There again, I'm trying to get familiar with my cane. And that's going to be the biggest problem, when if somebody comes up and grabs my cane, I'm not going to pull back on it. Okay, if you grab my cane, most of the time I'm going to move in, I'm going to hit you. That's just me. Okay, you grab my cane, okay, sometimes it's going to be, the knife's going to come in. I don't mind giving up my cane for a superior position. Okay, if you grab my cane, well great, now you have one hand on my cane and you have another hand free. Now, if you're pulling on this, now sure, I can drive this into your body. Okay, now if you grab the cane, I can always go for the eye jab here. Okay, you grab the cane, I can always kick you in the groin. Being more flexible on your cane work than just carrying it as a handicap, walking around with it, having your life dependent on you doing this. Not a good thing. Okay, that's one of the bad things about the US. Handrails. Everything has handrails. Handrails are enabling the people to dependent on a handrail. Their balance, they give up part of their balance because they get used to handrail. Same with a cane. If you're walking with it and you get dependent on it and something happens, are your hips stable enough to keep you from falling? Okay, so you have to be working all these other areas. Don't get dependent on cane carrying your weight at all times. Try to get to the point to where if you do have a cane and you're carrying it all the time, try to get used to sometimes just carrying it here as you're walking. Okay, not always just depending on it, because then it does become a handicap. But understand how to hit. A lot of good places that you can train with. Okay, taking a tire and mounting it to a wall, just putting some screws in and hitting the tire. That works really well. But anyway, the cane, make it part of you. Okay, don't look at it as a foreign object going, okay, what do I do with it? Well, it's made for walking. No, it's not. Okay, it's not made for walking. It's to help you in certain situations. I carry a walking stick all the time when I'm out hiking. Do I do it because I need to be stable? No, I don't. I do it because it has other things that I'm passionate about. Okay, I can keep animals away. I can move branches out of the way. I can move snakes off the road. I can hit somebody with it. If I'm on slippery ground, it can stabilize me. But I'm not depending on it 100%. So same with the cane. Like I said, this is a self-defense cane just because of the way it's made. Good cane. It's a little bit too flashy for me. I don't like drawing a lot of attention, so this one with all the notches and everything on it, it's a little bit more flashy than what I like. I like something that's just, kind of, people don't notice. So anyway, flexibility, when you get up in the mornings, if you're carrying a cane, just stand there and work some flexibility. Move your arms around like this. Okay, get some movement going. Okay, understand. This may be here, this may be here. Okay, but I'm starting to move and I'm starting to feel what my cane is allowing me to do. So, with that being said, if you guys like my channel, subscribe to it, and I will see you on the next video.